David concludes his prayer with a declaration that reveals his true priorities and ultimate hope. As for me, I will behold thy face in righteousness. I shall be satisfied when I awake with thy likeness. Psalm 17:15. The opening phrase, as for me, creates a sharp contrast with the previous verses. While his enemies focus on worldly prosperity and temporal success, David sets his hope for something different. This simple phrase divides humanity into two categories: those who seek their portion in this life and those who seek God. I will behold thy face in righteousness expresses David's confidence in future fellowship with God. The word behold suggests more than casual observation. It implies intimate, sustained communion with the Almighty. This isn't a brief glimpse, but a permanent relationship. The phrase in righteousness reveals the basis for this hope. David doesn't expect to see God's face because of his own merit or good works. Rather, he trusts in the righteousness that God provides. This looks forward to the New Testament teaching about justification by faith. Paul explains this principle. For he hath made him to be sin for us, who knew no sin, that we might be made the righteousness of God in him. 2 Corinthians 5:21. Believers can approach God only through the righteousness of Christ, not their own efforts. The concept of seeing God's face carries deep significance throughout Scripture. Moses requested this privilege, and he said, I beseech thee, show me thy glory. Exodus 33:18. God responded by allowing Moses to see his glory, but not his face. Jesus promises this privilege to his followers. Blessed are the pure in heart, for they shall see God. Matthew 5:8. This beatitude connects moral purity with the vision of God, showing that spiritual righteousness is necessary for divine fellowship. The second half of the verse contains even greater hope. I shall be satisfied when I awake with thy likeness. David looks forward to complete transformation and perfect satisfaction in God's presence. The word satisfied suggests complete fulfillment. Unlike his enemies, who accumulate wealth but remain spiritually empty, David expects perfect contentment. No earthly pleasure or possession can provide this level of satisfaction. When I awake may refer to resurrection from death or to awakening from the present life's limitations. Either interpretation points to a future state of existence beyond current experience. The phrase, with thy likeness, describes the goal of Christian transformation. Believers will be conformed to God's image in ways that surpass our present understanding. This represents the completion of the sanctification process that begins at conversion. John elaborates on this hope. Beloved, now are we the sons of God, and it doth not yet appear what we shall be. But we know that, when he shall appear, we shall be like him, for we shall see him as he is. 1 John 3:2. The vision of God and transformation into his likeness occur at the same time. This verse provides a perspective on current suffering and persecution. While enemies appear to prosper in this life, believers possess an eternal hope that transcends all earthly circumstances. Material abundance cannot compare with the privilege of seeing God's face. Contemporary Christians can apply this truth during seasons of difficulty. When worldly people seem to have every advantage, believers remember their ultimate destination. The vision of God and conformity to his likeness represent rewards that make present struggles worthwhile. David's prayer ends not with requests for material blessing or earthly success, but with a longing for God himself. This reveals the mature believer's true priority: fellowship with the Creator rather than the accumulation of created things.